It's really difficult to solve a problem if you can't get all the ideas and the facts together. And sometimes people don't provide as much information or as many facts as they could because of fear. They're afraid to, for various reasons. So when I'm starting any kind of a session, I ask people to write down the word simple and say that this is going to be a key thing for us in this meeting. And children have a great ability to think simple, and they're very creative. As we get older, we try to make things more complicated because of the way we're brought up, and we start forgetting that some of the very best ideas are very simple ideas. So you're in a meeting, and there's a fellow at the front who's the expert, and you say, boy, this is a good session. He says, any questions? And you've got a good one. You're, oh my goodness. This is so simple. Everybody must have the same thing. Why would I want to say it? Person beside you puts their hand up and says, the very thing you were going to say. And the guy in front says, you know, I've been doing this for about 10 years. That is the best question I ever had. And you're sitting there now, why did not say that? And it's because you made an assumption. You made an assumption that what I'm thinking of, it has to be complicated, and I'd better not say anything because somebody would have thought of it already. What we tend to do is dismiss ourselves. We think if we thought of it, couldn't be any good because somebody else would have thought it already. And therefore, when we're in a problem-solving group, people will hang back, afraid to say what they're thinking, or they're afraid that if I don't know what that word means, maybe I should know. Maybe I should have read Harvard Business Review. And we end up with people hanging back, afraid to say what they're thinking. And so fact-finding is not something that's analytical. Fact-finding can be very emotional, where people don't come forward with the facts because they think they're not supposed to, or they think they're too simple and they don't say anything. So as someone who's leading the group, a management person, you've got to get people feeling very comfortable and really hoping that they're going to say what they're thinking. And a good rule of thumb is if you're thinking of something, half the people in the group are thinking the same thing as you. And if somebody doesn't say something, we are dealing with not the whole picture. We're missing facts. So you have to take that into account. In problem solving, there is the personal, emotional factor, if you like, and it's not analytical. It's not like we lay out all the facts. So it's a matter of digging for the hidden challenges, ones that are not immediately apparent, but if you keep on asking what's stopping us, sooner or later somebody's going to blurt out something like, I was going to say this, but I didn't think I was supposed to say this. Boom, out it comes and off you go. The worst thing is to spend 3 hours trying to solve a problem and somebody puts their hand up and says, I was going to say this 2 hours ago, but I didn't know if it fit or not, and now I see I'm going to say it. Well, if only he had said that earlier, 2 hours ago, we could have got there a lot faster. So there's a lot of making people feel comfortable in problem solving, and it's definitely true that people do solve problems better when they're in a relaxed, safe environment. There's no question about it. And so as leaders of companies, many of them, you go into a meeting and people are on edge. Sometimes you've got people chosen for your company. Why? Because they were the best. They were best at Harvard, they were best at Yale. You bring them in, the only way they've got to show that they're good is to discount the other person. So rather than work together, there's a one-upmanship over me versus you. And that is so destructive to good problem solving and also how people feel. And if you're a good manager, a good leader, a good facilitator, you can set the stage that people can cooperate together and build on each other's ideas, and there's not a big prize for showing that you're smarter than the other person. And there are other ways to show that you are a very good problem solver.